Hey guys, welcome back. This is a few different replays of myself and the Chaffee that I put together, and I'm joined today by a few people that I had a blast playing with. And as you can see, we are in our Tier 5 light tanks. I am in the Chaffee, joined by Dave in the Chaffee, and Jake is in the Leopard. And we got lucky with the matchmaking. This is a Tier 6 match, so we should be able to do alright. We decided to go hill since we are in very mobile, decently fast tanks. And Dave and Jake both go down, get some spots on the O-line to see if anybody comes up from the enemy spawn, while I'm shooting down the EFG lines, trying to get some crossfire on the guys that get spotted down in that area. While I'm laying down the crossfire on the Hellcat, you can see that Dave and Jake both have lit up the Stug, 3G, the T40, the Chaffee coming up the O-line, and luckily they're able to slow their advance and allow me just to get several shots across the open here to pin down this Hellcat. And you can see he doesn't really know where I'm at. He thinks that the shots are coming from in front of him. You can see he pulls up to try to get a little bit more cover. That just gives me a bigger target. Eventually he backs off right here, and I missed my last shot. The friendly FV304 at A0 is able to take out the T40, and it looks like a Sherman Jumbo is joined Dave and Jake to the south now, so they're able to pin that down very well. So we have no issues at the zero line. I take a few shots at the ELC, he gets into cover, and so far we're doing alright. We're 4-1 lead right now. It looks like Dave and Jake has both cleared out the T40 and the Chaffee, and I believe the only thing left now is a T34-85, because the T34 is over the rail line, and I take a shot, and I'm not very good at shooting at range, judging my muzzle velocity just yet, but unfortunately that PZ-38NA stops in a very bad spot. I take him out, and then notice the ELC trying to make a dash across the open field. I get a shot into him as well. If you notice in the kill feed, Dave and his Chaffee has just finished off the T-34-85, and the Jumbo has spotted a KV-85. Right here is where I should have stopped tunnel visioning across the map and went and helped. But I didn't, and at this point we have a badly injured Chaffee with 18 hit points, the Leopard with 140, a very injured Jumbo, and a very injured Stug on our team. Everybody is basically a one-shot for this KV-85, and me hanging back so long unfortunately allowed him to get a killing shot on Jake and his Leopard. He's dead. The Stug just got taken out, so it's 8-4. We're slowly losing our tank advantage. And then Dave gets taken out as well, and you can see the Jumbo, he's hurt as well. So our 8-2 lead is now much closer 8-5 lead. The Jumbo gets a shot into the KV-85. You've noticed Bert the Avenger, our FV304, comes up. I think that he's going to try to shoot at Bert the Avenger, but nope. He takes out the Jumbo in one shot. I have no idea where that shot goes. I noticed that his turret is now turned towards the FV305, so I track him. I put some shots into him, but unfortunately he was able to take out Bert the Avenger, and his turret is turning my way. So I get off a few more shots and then duck into cover. So now the KV-85 is a two-shot for me. I'm in cover, so I take a breath and I just survey the map, figure out what my next play should be. So I'm thinking to myself, the best thing I could do for my team right now is to take out this KV-85. I rush this shot, put it in the back of the dead Leopard. I get one into the KV-85. Unfortunately, I stick around a little too long, and I get shot in the side by the KV-85, but I am able to finish him off. I go ahead and repair my turret ring from the shot that I took from the KV-85. I could have let it auto-repair, but if I'd done that, it would still been damaged, and I would have lost a good bit of the turret traverse from this tank. I decide to fall back. I don't want to tangle with the OI by myself if I can avoid it. I'm definitely a one-shot from him. I should have told the Firefly to fall back as well, but I didn't, and it probably wouldn't really mattered anyways. From judging by the XVM stats, he's not a very good player. I don't like saying that because I'm not a very good player either, but he's worse than I am. But what can you do? Anyways, so the French premium already gets taken out, and our headster gets taken out. So we're in a very bad spot. It's 9-13. Chances are this is going to be a loss, which is unfortunate. I'm having one of the best Chaffee matches I've had in my life, by far. I'm a terrible scout. I noticed that the FV304 was last spotted heading up the B line up towards B0, so I sit here and wait and see if I can't get a little bit of a surprise shot on him. And lo and behold, there he is. I rush my first shot, and I completely miss. I just take a shot, take him down to about half health, and they start capping again. I definitely want to keep moving because he can definitely take me out. I get a shot on the move, and then unfortunately this shot bounces. That was pretty crazy, but I am able to finish him off right there. Unfortunately, in the exchange with the FV304, our Firefly was taken out by the OI, so I am all alone, and I'm getting close to this wall as I can because if you listen closely, Artie is taking shots at me. There it goes. So right now, I get up on this corner, I just want to try to get a reset, just to get a little bit more points. I do take a shot from the Jumbo, unfortunately, so I just figure I'm going to try to get one more quick little shot, but he's able to take me out. So that was that. The Heartbreak in Himmelsdorf. Ribbon and award-wise, not a very great game, but like I said, I'm a very terrible, terrible scout driver, so this is definitely one of my better games that I've ever had. If you look by damage done, I had 1,464 and 486 base experience. Like I said, not a great game, but it was definitely one of my better games. Alright, moving on to the last replay I have today. We are on Live Oaks, and luckily it is another Tier 6 match. I am still playing in my Chaffee, and Jake is still in his Leopard, but Dave has decided to move over to a Hellcat because we have had so many losses, and we're just tired. We want to get a win. So the plan is that Jake and his Leopard and me and my Chaffee, we're going to get eyes on the rail line so that Dave and his Hellcat can get some fire down. And unfortunately, the only backup we have is a Skoda T25. We're not here very long until a VK3001H, a Jackson, a Hellcat, and a Skoda T24 is all spotted on the enemy team. And the Hellcat is making a mad dash towards where Jake and his Leopard is. I shoot at the Jackson, I bounce. I do penetrate the Skoda T24, but Artie and the Skoda and the Jackson is shooting at me, and I decide it's time to go help Jake over here on our flank deal with that Hellcat. Jake is in a good spot, but you can see he just now shot, so he needs to reload. He's using the auto loader. Very good gun, but it has a horrific reload time, so we just have to finish him off as soon as possible, and I'm shooting very, very badly. I do get a couple shots at him, but luckily we're able to finish him off without Jake taking too much damage. So luckily we're able to take out the Skoda T24 and that Hellcat without losing anybody on our side. So now we're just left with the 3001H and the Jackson, and we're able to put some fire into him. I do take a shot from the Jackson right there, unfortunately. Jake gets some autocannon fire into him, and luckily our Hellcat Dave is able to finish off the 3001H. Now we decide it's time for us to push because we have the advantage here now. Now with the VK3001H taken out, we're able to push up and assist this Skoda T25 with the Jackson, and also able to get some more eyes up and help spot down the rail line. You can see right there the Hellcat was spotted, and I'm going to pop up right here, and there's a Marder 38T and a T67. They both get lit up. The Jackson has fallen off of the radar, so I take a shot at the Hellcat. He goes below my line of sight, and then I focus on the T67. All I can see is the very top of his turret. I'm able to get a shot into that. He backs off. And then our friendly M44 takes out the Marder 38T, so we're definitely doing alright. But there is still enemy Artie, so we have to be mindful of that. So as far as we know, right here in front of us on this flank, the only tanks that are left is the T67, the Jackson, and the Hellcat. All very dangerous tank destroyers that can penetrate us with no problem. So we're definitely being a little cautious when we're taking our approach, trying to get these guys out. Dave is able to finish off the Hellcat. I decide to do something very stupid. I take a poke, shoot the T67, but the Jackson takes me out. Jake is about to get extremely lucky in his Leopard. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so he bounced the shot from the Jackson, and he almost got taken out by friendly Artie fire. So now the Valentine AT that was just spotted is dead. The T67 is dead. The Jackson gets one last shot before Dave and his Hellcat's able to finish him off. But then they realize that there is a Chaffee that has gotten behind them that it could at any moment decide that it wants to make a break for it and go harass the friendly artillery. So they decide they have to get back and deal with that. Right about now is when Jake and the Leopard decides he wants to start humming Flight of the Valkyrie because he is coming Chaffee hunting. And you can just see that in the right circumstances, that autocannon that the Leopard can mount is a very, very devastating weapon. So now there's only 2 artillery and 1 SU-100 left. So at this point, it's basically who can get back down the rail line as fast as possible to take out the artillery, because the SU-100 is not going to stand up very long against that Churchill, and the T-67 is they're going to go down. You can see now the only thing that's left is the M44. So after a few hours and countless games, it looks like I'm finally going to get my first win of the day in my Chaffee. So far, I'm having a blast in the American Light Line. The T-37 I'm looking forward to, the Bulldog and the T-49. I think they're going to be fun. And it wouldn't be a random public match if the friendly artillery doesn't team kill our Skoda at the very end. But yeah, it was definitely not a great game. Like I said, I am terrible in light tanks. I can't stress that enough. But it was a fun game. You can see our platoon's very well represented. Our clan is very well represented at the top of the leaderboard at the end. So yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to getting the T-37, and once I get that and get some good gameplay to show you guys, I'll definitely let you know how I like it and get some videos up with that. But as always, guys, I appreciate it. Stay tuned for more.